Hi, hello, and welcome. My name is Rodney, and I am the artist at Rodney Illustrations and the creator of the Global Fusion Intuitive Tarot Deck, published by US Games Systems. Thank you for stopping by my channel where I showcase and discuss the creative process of my artwork and things and topics related. In this series of videos, I discuss the reasons why I made the Global Fusion Deck and how it all came together. This video is number 4 in that series, and quite fittingly, it's where I'm going to begin discussing the 4 suits of the Minor Arcana. Before we get into today's topic, I'll just provide you with a brief overview of the Minor Arcana. If you've been following the series so far, you have my tremendous thanks. It means a lot. And if you're new here, thank you for clicking on the video. You're in the right place. I hope that you find it useful. In fact, I hope that we all can learn something new as we dive into these topics. If you enjoy this esoteric subject matter, please hit the like button so that we can collectively convince the algorithm to get this content to as many people as possible who are looking for this kind of information. Well, the Minor Arcana of the Tarot comprises of the 4 suits traditionally, or perhaps more commonly known as, coins or pentacles, staffs or wands, cups, and swords. The Minor Arcana of the Tarot has a very close relationship to standard playing cards, which I'm sure you're already very familiar with. Pentacles in the Tarot is the equivalent of diamonds. Wands would be the suit of clubs. Cups are hearts. And finally, swords are spades. Or as Sting says in his song, The Shape of Your Heart, spades are the swords of a soldier. Beautiful song, but I digress. Each of these suits also correspond to one of the 4 classical elements. In the Global Fusion Intuitive Deck, I've decided to go with a naming convention that's unique to this deck. The cards still retain many of the essential attributes of more standard decks, but there were nuances that were of importance to me that necessitated the change. Today, we're going to start off with the gems for no other reason than I felt compelled to do so. So, gems is the assignment that I've given to the suit of pentacles, but why gems? Why that? Some of the reasons are as follows. The suit of gems corresponds to the element earth. In nature, crystals or gems are minerals formed into a crystalline structure. The growth of these crystals is geometrical in nature, and they are classified under the mineral kingdom. These crystalline structures take on a variety of geometrical forms and are not just limited to one specific kind of form. Therefore, the name gems alludes to diversification. While the 5-pointed star could symbolize for some the physicality of man, his 5 senses, and his connection with the divine, the geometrical diversity of crystals, or gems, implies the sophistication and precision of the divine present within the realm of man, or, in elemental terms, the earth. Minerals are also essential for the proper functioning of the human body. Calcium, sodium, magnesium, iron, copper, etc. all are very important for the human body to be able to function, exist, and operate efficiently. If you have a deficiency, it can lead to an array of problems. Minerals like calcium and phosphorus are essential for your bone structure. Working with gems allows me to metaphorically illustrate the parallels of mining, going deep within yourself, being able to do the difficult work, and being able to extract from the core of your being something of incredible value. You know, somehow there's this notion that simply saying mantras or doing visualization work will be enough to suffice to materialize all of your dreams. And maybe that works for some people. And if you're one of those people who can simply visualize and riches come to you, then great. But for most people, the reality of the situation doesn't work that way. The suit of gems reminds us that we need to do the physical work, or at least exert some kind of effort that coincides with whatever else you're visualizing or with what your affirmations are. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking those things because I believe that they're valid. But in my opinion, you shouldn't and can't rely on those things alone. I am an artist and I can visualize all day and night and recite mantras that I'm going to have a specific mindset or outcome. But at the end of the day, I still need to produce work. I'm still going to have to paint or draw, as the case may be. Rant over. Each suit is a metaphor, an analog of an aspect of your being. In the case of the suit of gems, that parallel deals with the human body, with doing physical work, material concerns, and exerting effort to produce wealth. The violet color that I chose to represent the gems doesn't necessarily indicate that they're all amethysts, not unless in a card reading that you're doing something points to you that it's specifically that. The violet more so corresponds to the crown chakra, which also could be white or transparent, as is in the case of a diamond. The violet in the crown chakra indicates that there are qualities present from the other chakras, and again, this is used as a reminder that even though we dwell in the physical world, we're still connected with the divine and that divinity dwells within the material plane. Finally, magenta, which is closely related to violet, is comprised of equal amounts of red and blue light. These colors traditionally have a deep spiritual significance, red being representative of the celestial fire and blue the celestial water, and the two coming together as a perfect fusion between heaven and earth. If you look at some of the traditional religious depictions of holy people, they usually tend to have some kind of variation of these two colors. This is not arbitrary or done for aesthetic value, it's color symbolism. Thank you for watching this overview of the suit of gems for the Global Fusion Intuitive Tarot deck. If you've enjoyed this video, please click the like button, maybe even share it with like-minded people. It's very important to get that engagement to build up this channel as we're still in the early days. I'd also love to hear your thoughts. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time.
Embark on this journey to discover more about your real potential, uncover the mystery in the tarot. The Global Fusion Intuitive Deck from Rodney Illustration.